Chris Figenshau and I were skinning via headlamp due to an early morning start to ski the Southeast Couloir of the South Teton. But twilight soon arrived as we crossed Bradley Lake, and soon we were feeling the warm sun in Garnet Canyon. But quickly we crossed back into the shadow of the South Fork, an often cold and dark place. Luckily, the views were phenomenal. The Middle Teton stood proud behind us as we transitioned from skinning to bootpacking, up steep and firm, wind-blown slopes towards the summit of the South Teton. The views to the west opened up as we gained elevation and made our way towards the Northwest Couloir, which rained down with rime, which sounded like glass. Chris makes his way up the final narrow section, soon to enjoy views to the south of Mount Wister and Buck Mountain. A few more steps brings us to the summit, where we feel like we are on top of the world. Finally, we are rewarded with skiing under bright sunshine, and after a few turns down a ridge to the south, we arrive at the top of the couloir. Before dropping in, I jump and poke at the snow, testing conditions. They seem good to go.
Alright, bro. You got this? Here we go.
The first few turns off the top are the steepest and most exposed. Luckily, the snow is soft, and the skiing fantastic. Pulling over below some rocks to regroup with Chris.
Woo!
Our next pitch brings us to the crux of the line, where a double fall line and narrow terrain makes skiing challenging.
Deepest right here. Luckily it's POW.
Before continuing downward, I communicate with Chris, since soon we will be out of view from each other. The skiing is awkward at first because of the double fall line, but soon it is just steep and narrow. I try to make flowy turns through the tight terrain, but my ski tips keep hitting the rocks. Snow pours down the slope as Chris comes back into view above the crux. Chris goes back to shooting photos as the slope widens and we ski the tenderloin of the couloir. Once again, I pull over to regroup with Chris underneath a rocky outcropping. Coming in too close, I nearly slide backwards into a moat. After Chris regroups again, I cut far skier's right to ski next to a cool ridge line and in soft, enjoyable snow. The snow beneath the couloir is ripe for the picking, and I make numerous turns as I make my way down towards Madonna Peak, before turning around to enjoy the view. Psyched for sure.
Yeah! Woo!
Still, with plenty of skiing left to go, we continue down the hanging canyon towards an exit couloir that offers up its own excitement. The snow is soft, smooth, and enjoyable at first, but it soon becomes firm and extremely icy, forcing us to sideslip before straight-lining it out onto the apron below.
Yeah!
Heck yeah! How f***ing lucky is that?